and welcome to class. Today's movement practice will be focused on some side body opening, some twisting, and should be nice and juicy. If you like to practice with props and you've got them handy, go ahead and grab those. Other than that, you don't need anything specific for this practice. And whenever you're ready, we will begin seated on our mat, just in a cross-legged position. If it's comfortable for you, go ahead and close down the eyes. And just take a few breaths here to arrive on your mat, to center yourself. Using the breath to anchor yourself down into your mat as you prepare for your practice today. Two more breaths on your own. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and blink the eyes open, maybe put a smile on your face, and we will get moving. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach those arms down, round and up. Exhale, right hand comes to the outside of the right hip, left arm reaches up and over for a side body stretch along the left side. Inhale, right hand comes back up to meet the left through center, and exhale, left hand comes to the outside of the left hip, right hand reaches up and over. We're going to keep that movement going for a few more breaths before we find stillness. So just moving at your pace. The next time that you come over towards the right with the right hand on the ground, pause there. Left hips rooting down into the ground, left fingertips reaching up and over. Keep some engagement in that hand. Breath is sent to the left side body, trying to open up in between each rib space. Good, coming back through center. Same thing on the second side. Left hand goes down, right arm reaches up and over. Keep that right sits bone grounded. You can gaze down at the floor or up under that right arm. Trying to open up along the right side ribs here. Good. Inhale, coming back through center. Staying nice and tall, so all the way from sits bones to the crown of the head, grow long. Then exhale, you're gonna fold forward. You can have those blocks under the hands, or just start to walk the hands out in front, keeping that nice long spine. Once you've kind of found your edge where you feel comfortable, go ahead and let the head drop down towards the mat. Maybe a little rounding through the shoulders, a little sway side to side. Walking the hands back into your center and just switch out the legs so we're evening everything out. Inhale those arms up towards the ceiling again. And exhale, twisting over towards the right. Right hand comes behind, left hand's in front. Inhale, unraveling back through center. And exhale to twist. Inhale back through center. And exhale, twisting at that belly button, maybe gazing over the right hand. Just one more and then we'll find some stillness again. The next time that you pause and you twist over towards the right, you can let the left hand drape across the right knee. Right hand comes behind, maybe gazing over that right shoulder. And unraveling, maybe give it all a little shake. Second side, inhale the arms down and up. Exhale, twisting towards the left. Left hand comes behind, right hand's in front. Good. Inhale back through center. And exhale to twist. Letting that gaze kind of fall wherever on the left side is comfortable. Staying nice and tall through the spine, just twisting through the belly button area. And the next time that you twist over toward the left, pause, bringing the right hand on top of the left knee. Left hand falls behind, gazing over that left shoulder. Good. Unraveling, coming back through center. Again, staying nice and long through the spine here first. Starting to walk those hands forward as we fold over the legs. Maybe you're able to fold a little bit deeper, keeping both of those sits bones grounded. Then once you found your edge, go ahead and let the back of the neck release. Forehead or crown of head falls towards the earth. Have a gentle shake of the head, yes. Gentle shake of the head, no. Good. Walking the hands back in towards your center, rolling over the ankles, coming to our all fours position. So shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. Spread those fingers nice and wide, and just start to move through some wrist stretches, maybe rocking the shoulders over the wrist, and then the hips back a little bit towards the heels. And a few breaths on your own here to just warm up through the wrist before we find any spinal movement. You can bring the hands out to the right and the left, fingertips out to the right and the left, gentle sway side to side. Maybe bringing the fingers back towards the knees, or just as far as feels comfortable. Maybe even palms up. And then whenever you're finished there, coming back through to a neutral tabletop, go ahead and drop the belly, shine the chest through the arms for our cow pose. And then pushing into the palms as you round through the spine, tucking the tailbone under for cat pose. A few more. Cow as you drop the belly, widening in between the sits bones. Gaze is just gently over your mat. And then exhale, pushing into your cat, tucking chin to chest, back of the heart, domes up towards the ceiling. A few more. And then if you want to take this cat-cow into anything else on all fours, if you want to side bend into either side, if you want to kind of barrel roll, or one of my favorites is kind of taking it into some figure eights. So I just literally imagine kind of a pencil dangling from my forehead, and that pencil is just making an 8 on my mat as I kind of bend and curve and sway my body kind of side to side, maybe arcing and rounding through the spine a little bit. Just take about 5 more breaths to kind of experiment a little bit in your cat-cow, taking what version you need today. And then coming back through to our neutral tabletop. If you have a block and you like blocks, you might want to put them on the right and left side of your mat. We're going to walk the hands back to meet the knees, rising up to a kneeling position, stepping the right foot forward for our low lunge. Again, playing with your stance here, maybe a little pulse into that right knee. Kind of find your balance here. Left knee can be padded with a cushion or a blanket, and hands can also be on some blocks here. All right? But just kind of find where you feel balanced. Gentle tuck of the pelvis so that you're getting a little bit more stretch through this left hip. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead. Right hand grasps left wrist. Side bending over towards the right. Really opening up along the front of this left side. Coming back through center, left hand's gonna come down to either a block or onto your mat. Legs stay the same. Inhale as we reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, spiraling towards the right for our twist. Right hand comes down to frame that right foot, stepping the right foot back, sinking the hips down into your child's pose. Knees can be together, or knees can be as wide as the mat. Arms can extend out long. We're staying up high on the elbows. Take a moment to pause. Good. Coming back up through center, walking the hands in to meet the knees, and rising up to that kneeling position. Now stepping the left foot forward for a low lunge on the second side. So we're grounding down through this left big toe mound. Inner thighs are squeezing together. Right glute is active. Take a moment to kind of find your balance. Find where you feel the most stable. Little tuck of that pelvis so we get a little bit more strength or a little bit more sensation through the front of the right hip. Inhale the arms up overhead. Left hand grasps right wrist. Side bend over towards the left. Good. Keep breathing. And inhale, coming back through center. Right hand comes to the mat or a block. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling for a twist. Gaze can be down at the mat or up at the fingertips. Keeping these left fingertips engaged. The left hand comes back down to the mat. The left knee steps back to meet the right. Again, sink the hips back into your child's pose. And on your next breath, start to walk the hands over off to the right side of the mat. If you want a little bit deeper sensation, left hand can come on top of right. For a side body stretch on the left. That left hip is reaching back, left fingertips reaching forwards. Nice expansion all along that left side. And walking back through center. Hands move over to the left side of the mat. Right hand on top of left for a little bit deeper. As we expand now along the right side. And walking the hands back through center, pushing back up through neutral tabletop. Shoulders are over the wrists, hips over the knees. Tuck the toes under, take a breath here, and exhale, send the hips high, pushing strong through the shoulders for our down dog. Keep those knees nice and generously bent. Feel the length all along the back of the spine. And then you can gently pedal out through the feet, deeper bend in one knee as you stretch the other heel towards the mat. And then bending into the opposite leg. Opposite heel goes towards the mat. Play around there for a few breaths. And slowly walking the feet up to meet the hands. Pausing in your forward fold, belly meets the thighs. You can grab opposite elbow. Sway side to side. And slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. Hips back over the knees, shoulders over the hips. Head is the last to rise. Give it all a little shake. Right foot's gonna stay pointing towards the front of the mat. Left foot's gonna step back about a 45 degrees or so, just about a leg's length or so in between your feet here. Nothing too long. Slight bend in the right knee. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. We're setting up for our pyramid pose. Again, growing nice and long through the spine. Keep this length all the way from the hips to the crown of the head. Inhale as you grow long. Maybe shine that chest forward a little bit. And exhale to fold. Good. Inhale, rising back up through your pyramid. And then exhale to fold. Just two more here. On the second one, we're gonna pause in the fold, just giving this right hamstring a minute to wake up. And again, next time you're paused in your fold, bring the hands out in front. Palms come together, just right in front of the chest, but the arms extended long. Inhale, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling, twisting towards the left. and exhale to close. Same thing on the right side. Inhale as you twist towards the right, right hand reaches up towards the ceiling, and exhale to close. A few more. Always the option to pause here in stillness if you're not enjoying the movement. One more each side. Good. Next time that the hands come back together, rising back up, straightening through that right leg, maybe a gentle pulse to ease any tension along the back of the right leg. Good. A little bit deeper bend in the right knee. Now you're going to step back a little bit further onto the toes now of that left leg, coming into our high lunge. Again, hips are still square. Inhale, reaching those arms up towards the ceiling. And then grabbing the left wrist with the right hand as you side bend over towards the right, just like we did in our low lunge. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together. Left glute is active. Coming back through center. And then bringing the left hand down towards the mat. Maybe you need to lengthen your stance. Left hand can be in the block. Spiraling towards the right as you reach your right hand up towards the sky. For a twist. Good. Right hand comes back down to meet the mat. Right foot steps back. Drop the knees. Lower the hips towards the heels, sinking down into your child's pose. Just for a breath here. Good, pushing yourself back up through your neutral table. Tuck the toes, take a breath, and then exhale, send the hips high for your down dog. Pedal out through the feet or find stillness. And slowly walk the feet back up to meet the hands. If you still have one of your blocks handy, you might like it here kind of right in between your feet, just right and below your nose, below your forehead here. All right, left hand's gonna come towards the block, deep bend in the left knee, right leg straightens as you twist towards the right hand goes towards the ceiling. Exhale, right hand comes down to the block. Big bend in both knees. Right hand meets the block. Deep bend in the right knee. Now as the left leg straightens, the left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Good. Left hand comes back down. Big bend in both knees. Keep that going. Just switching from side to side. Whatever arm is up towards the ceiling, that is the leg that's straight. And whatever hand is on the block or the mat, that is the knee that's bent. Do one more each side. Good, you can move that block out of the way, and then slowly roll up to your standing position. Once you're at the top here, give it a breath. And whenever you're ready, left foot's gonna stay forward, right foot's gonna step back, stepping out to about that 45-degree slight bend in that left knee. Hands onto the hips, keeping the length in the spine, and then folding, hinging at the hips, folding forward as we wake up this left hamstring. You've been here before. Maybe each time you fold, you're able to go a little bit deeper. We'll do one more, pausing in that folded position. Hands come out in front. Weight should be evenly distributed through both feet. Inhale, we're gonna twist towards the left hand comes towards the ceiling. Exhale to close. Inhale, spiraling the chest towards the right hand goes towards the ceiling. Exhale to close. Good. Keep going. And always option to pause the movement. Try and keep those Hips as square to the front of the mat as possible. Good. And rising back up, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Maybe a little bend and straighten through that left leg. Good. Left leg staying forward, a little bit bigger bend in that left knee as you step the right foot a little bit further backwards, coming high up onto the toes for our high lunge here. Shimmy into that position where you feel nice and stable. And whenever you're ready, reach the arms up overhead, grabbing the right wrist with the left hand, side bending all the way from those right toes to the right fingertips. Good. Keep sending that right hip forward, left hip back. And coming back through center, right hand drops to the mat or a block. Maybe you even lengthen your stance a bit as you spiral the chest towards the left, coming into your twist. Left hand comes back down to meet the mat. Left foot steps back, knees drop, hips sink towards the heels. You swing your heels off to the side, coming down just into our seated position. We'll take one forward fold here before coming down onto our backs. So one option that I've been liking a lot lately is to keep my knees nice and generously bent. Helps me keep my spine a little bit longer. So option to do this here for you too. So I keep my knees nice and generously bent, nice long spine. Just hinging at the hips, my belly is meeting my thighs, hands come to grab my toes. So bend your knees kind of as much as you need to get a hold of your toes. And then you're gonna let the head hang heavy. And then as you start to loosen up, then you can slowly start to kind of walk the heels out a little bit further away from you, but keeping that connection between the belly and the thighs. You can also, if you have any props, this can be a great place to maybe have them under the knees for a little bit of extra support. And we're going to pause in this forward fold for just about 30 seconds or so. Maybe you're able to fold a little bit deeper with each exhale. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and remove any props if you were using them. They bend through the knees. And then coming down onto your back, you can just hug the knees into the chest for a breath. Gentle sway side to side. And then soles of the feet are going to plant flat on the mat, knees up towards the ceiling. Pick the hips up and shift them just a few inches over towards the right. Left leg is going to extend long down along the mat. Right knee pulls into the chest. And using that left hand to guide the right knee across the body as you come into your spinal twist. Right hand can go wherever's comfortable, maybe out to the side. You can gaze over the right fingertips. You can place any block under the right knee. It doesn't need to meet the mat. Or you can just let it dangle in space. And coming back through center, planting both feet down onto the mat again. And just picking the hips up, shifting them a few inches over towards the left, extending the right leg down along the mat. Left knee pulls into the chest. then guiding it across the body over towards the right. Your spinal twist on the second side. Unraveling here. Left leg goes long. Hands can be down along the side. Settling in for our Shavasana. Taking any other little movements that your body's feeling called to do. Or taking this last minute or two to just settle into stillness. And you can start to gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And you can stay here in this Shavasana as long as you'd like, but if you're ready to begin, just rolling yourself onto one side before coming up to a seated position. And thank you so much for moving with me today. We'll take one final breath together as we inhale the arms down, around, and up. Palms come to touch. And exhale down through center. Namaste.